Swaddy Krap and good morning Thailand. I'm Tim Newton. Today we're talking about some new alcohol laws that could make some real changes about the way that people consume alcohol in Thailand. Also, we've got pink pineapples. Wonder how they go on Hawaiian pizza. Also, we've got the TAT looking for 100 million baht budget to promote Thailand. I've got some better ideas for them. All coming up on Good Morning Thailand.
Could you please take a moment to click the like and subscribe button? It helps us way more than you know.
And welcome to Good Morning Thailand, coming to you all the way from Fortress Newton. It's a Friday and we have to apologise ahead of time because I know we have had quite a few Australians by complete coincidence in here this week. That won't happen next week. It'll be back to Jay and Natty coming to you from Suratani. I'm sure you'll be happy. But today we do have another guest, and yes, he's from Australia, so get over that.
Sorry, guys.
This is Zach Underwood. Welcome, Zach.
Great to be on the show. Thanks, Tim.
Great to have you here. We've been trying to get you here for a little while.
Yeah. Finally made the time today.
I'm actually sitting on a cushion because Zach's about 6'7", and I'm not.
Tiny Tim, hashtag.
Thank you very much. But it's great to have you with us, and hopefully everything is coming out okay from a technical point of view. I'm sure you'll be telling us if it's not. So Zach, a quick background from you. So you were born in Australia, but you've lived most of your life in Thailand.
Yeah. So my parents moved over here when I was about 3, and grew up in Bangkok and then Phuket. So international school, Pattaya in Bangkok. I'm in Patna in Bangkok, and then British down here.
So you went to the same school as Jay in Phuket, British International School?
I did. Yeah, he was the year below me, actually.
How would you describe your accent? Because you're sort of
confusing.
Yeah.
Thankfully, not too Aussie, I think, but it creeps out every now and then.
Not too Aussie, a bit American.
Yeah. That's definitely from Patna. Yeah, when I was over there.
A lot of Americans there.
Yes.
There you go.
Ton.
Anyway, very, very good to have you with us, Zach, and we've got a lot to talk about. I thought today we're going to have a talk about alcohol because there's been a big change to the Alcohol Act, and strangely, it zoomed through the lower house with its first discussion yesterday. So it looks like it'll probably go through. So we'll get to that soon, but much more importantly, apart from talking about the donuts.
Oh yeah, they look delicious.
These are the ones Sue
thank you, Sue.
brought yesterday. A note that you didn't bring anything.
I didn't know that was critical. I'm
So,
sorry.
It's points deducted.
I'll bring you
for
food
that.
without holes in it. How about that?
Without holes, yeah. These ones are busted.
They're broken.
So these are left over from yesterday. They were in the freezer last night, so they're a bit hard. But
pretty to look at though.
They should be a bit like me. So they should be sort of thought out by then. And we've got the Chinese tea set today because a very strong Chinese tradition in Phuket.
Yes.
And we'll have a talk to you also later because you run a business here in Phuket and get a bit of a perspective of somebody trying to last through the last 2 years. Anyway, so let's have a talk about pink pineapple.
Delicious.
So, okay, this is I didn't give you a photo for the pink pineapple, except you were right when I said pink pineapple to you. You said, it looks like ham.
It does though. It really does.
So imagine if you get a pineapple and you cut it up, the pieces, they literally look like cubes of ham.
Yeah.
So this pink pineapple is a genetically modified product, a GMO product, which was established in the United States. And they genetically modified it to take out some of the sourness. And it's left a lot of the sweetness there, which of course is what people like about pineapples. We grow good pineapples here in Phuket.
Yeah, we're pretty well known for it as well.
How would you describe the taste of a Phuket pineapple?
Sour, sweet in equal measure, probably.
Exactly. Yeah. That's what I like about it. And they're a bit smaller.
Yes, they are.
Than the big
they're
ones.
Quite pretty, actually.
Yes.
Yeah. Good for
and as you drive around Phuket, the two crops you'll see are rubber plants and pineapples.
Yes, that's right.
That's about all you'll see. Except for new plants that people might be planting after yesterday's announcement but we'll move on from that because we can't say the C word here.
Oh,
We get demonetised.
okay.
Just pre-warning you in case you were going to throw that in later.
I'm thinking of another C word.
That's C word, okay? So the problem with the pink pineapple is, and I didn't know this, and I don't think you did either,
Yeah.
is that Thailand has a strict GMO-free policy. So no GMO products in Thailand.
Oh, okay.
I have to say that having enjoyed the passion fruit here, they to me look like they have been supercharged or filled with steroids or something.
Isn't it more like all fruit or anything that's been cultivated has gone through a bit of a process of GMO?
Well, it's not. Well, yes, I suppose what you would describe it as human intervention that has selectively bred the passion fruit with more pulp in them.
Yeah.
Or the tomatoes that are redder, or the grapefruit that are bigger, or whatever.
Yeah, definitely.
But these ones are actually, they went in, they tinkered with the DNA and
okay.
they planted them.
Naughty.
They took the yellow and added pink. And
Okay.
so these are
Sounds
actually...
like an art class, yeah.
Yes. So yes, rather than dissecting frogs in biology, you could be dissecting pineapple. So this is interesting. And they're actually, they're taking it very seriously, this pink pineapple thing. And they're saying that they're called pink glows. And if you're caught importing them, they're going to throw you in prison for a year or a fine of up to 20,000 baht.
I know which one I'd choose.
Yeah, choice? Actually seems a little bit disproportionate, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think they're going to probably throw you in prison, but they're going to probably confiscate your pink pineapples.
Yeah.
And
it sounds like they're taking a stand on it, though, aren't they? It's just
Sure.
I mean, no one wants that year in prison.
all I can say about and I think somebody's onto this, is thank you, the foolish Farang, who says, where's the pavlova, Tim? Yeah, if you want to make a good pavlova, make it here in Thailand because you get the best. I would move to Thailand just for the passion fruit.
Really?
I might be exaggerating. But they're pretty good, aren't they?
Yeah, they're pretty
They're
good.
pretty
Yeah,
good.
pretty good.
So that's the pink pineapple. If you want to read it more about the pink pineapples, you can go to thetiger.com. There was a whole story about it yesterday. That brings across the other possible question. I wonder how they'd go on a Hawaiian pizza.
I don't mind Hawaiian pizzas, to be honest.
Now, you see, this can be a very controversial topic.
I just made a shit ton of energy.
You wait, and these guys, they're going to rip you to shreds about Hawaiian pizzas.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
Well, if it looks like ham, it will be a little bit more deceptive on the pizza. So
We've got a guest in the house. What did I eat last night? Hawaiian pizza.
Oh, okay.
I actually had Hawaiian pizza last night, not pink pineapple though. Oh, no.
Yeah.
It was Phuket pineapple and ham. Some people say, no, you can't put pineapple on pieces. But I think you can.
Yeah. I think there's an allowance there somewhere.
Drum Killer, just addressing your question about Jay, I didn't mention it at the start, before we talk a bit more about Hawaiian pizzas. Jay is okay, he's recovering. He certainly wasn't well enough to come here today, so he paid Zach a lot of money to sit in his place.
Yeah, his stand-in for today.
So Jay, he's obviously a bit younger than you. You didn't know Jay from school?
Yeah, no, I did.
You did know Jay?
Yeah. We were...
What was he like? Give us the goss.
A dork. No, yeah.
You heard it.
A bit more clean-shaven as well. Yeah.
More clean shaven. Oh, he's got a bit of a beard now.
Yeah.
He looks a bit rough. I think he likes that.
Yeah.
Okay, so passion fruit needs a lot of TLC. We grow passion fruit up north, says the chairman. Size of cricket balls, gorgeous. Yeah, passion fruit. My parents used to have a passion fruit vine on the fence. I think it was like every Australian home had a passion fruit vine.
Yeah.
And they didn't do anything for a year, then they go crazy.
Yeah, they just explode onto, yeah, that's true.
But they were smaller and there was like, half a teaspoon of pulp.
Yeah, it doesn't sound very satisfying.
But the ones here, they're a meal.
Yeah.
So anyway, enough about fruit. Hawaiian with anchovies.
I think that's a little bit far, to be honest.
Mackie, we're going to have to rescind your membership on that one. I'm sorry, that's not good. Speedy recovery, Jay. We miss you, says Drumkiller. Yeah, he'll be back. He's hoping to come and do his normal weekend solo program on Sunday morning. So we look forward to Jay coming back. But he's still not very well. Jay is one of us, buddy, says PJ Santa in capital letters. Is Natty caring for Jay? No. Natty's up in Bangkok, and we'll be with Natty in just a moment, by the way. But yeah, we'll get to your comments a little bit later. But if you've got any thoughts about pineapple pizza, about GMO crops and the fact that they are banned, unbeknownst to us, in Thailand, would be very happy to hear your comments. And at that, we'll go to our first break. We'll come back and we'll have a talk about the new alcohol laws, and we'll be joined by Natty. That's all coming up. We've got Zach Underwood from the Underwood Art Factory. We'll be talking about that later as well. And we've got Jason behind the buttons, and we've got somebody else lurking there in the background as well. This is Good Morning Thailand.
At Regent's International School Pattaya, we are really excited to be introducing the A-level programme alongside the International Baccalaureate Diploma programme. We are offering these two programmes really to prepare students best for university wherever they choose to go in the world.
And welcome back to Good Morning Thailand. It's Friday. It's usually Lumberjack Friday. Jay always used to wear lumberjack shirts on this day.
Yeah.
I've basically ignored that, and looks like you did too. So Zach comes actually from a very, very artistic family, and they've got a fantastic show that they're running here on the island, which I'd like to have a talk about a little bit later. And also Zach and his family have been through the horrors over the past 2 years trying to navigate basically a sort of a tourism-based business through a time when there hasn't been a lot of tourism. So we look forward to catching up on your thoughts on that a bit later. In the meantime, though, we're crossing up to Bangkok, and here is Natty Warisa and today's main news stories.
Thai and Laotian officials are in talks to tackle border trafficking. Yesterday, Thai and Laotian officials met in Bangkok to discuss trafficking along their country borders, among other subjects. Last week, the two countries signed a memorandum of understanding agreeing to work together on a wide range of issues, among them drug and human trafficking. Thailand's Deputy Prime Minister and Laotian Deputy Prime Minister also discussed illegal immigration, which is often tangled up with human trafficking in Thailand. Former Thai Deputy PM Pinit Darusombat believes the extension of the China-Laos Railway into Thailand has exceeded expectations and will eventually provide the kingdom with a number of investments and business opportunities. The China-Laos Railway, which opened only 6 months ago, connects Kunming in China with Laotian capital Vientiane and stretches out around 1,035 kilometers. The route has delivered more than 4 million tons of freight as of the end of May. Handling over 3.2 million passenger trips, and goods have been delivered to 21 Chinese regions since December last year. The Phuket Provincial Employment Office is preparing to hold a job fair at the Robinson Department Store in Phuket Town next week on June 13th till the 14th. This event is aimed to help both job seekers and businesses that are suffering labor shortages. Phuket's officials have announced a range of plans this year in hopes of promoting employment in Phuket. The island province is striving to rebuild its economy from the destruction of COVID-19 restrictions and is still grappling with the household debt problem that all of Thailand is facing. And just before I leave, I wanted to make a quick announcement that the whole of next week, Jay and I will be on tour traveling around the main island of Surat Thani for a new travel segment that we haven't named yet, where we will be showing the beauty of Thailand and take you to unseen and adventurous places. We'll be doing Good Morning Thailand at really random hours from the hotel, the car, or even in a jungle on a boat if the signal permits. So expect us to come in at very unusual times next week. It could vary anytime between 7 to 10 a.m. It's going to be a little bit hard to predict what will happen next week, but what isn't hard to predict is that we will definitely see you guys live and have a good time together. So stay tuned and we'll see you next week on GMT on Tour. As for now, have a fantastic weekend ahead. Sawadee ka.
And welcome back to Good Morning Thailand. We've got Zach Underwood helping us today, who has a sort of mid-Pacific accent with smatterings of Australian, Thai, English.
It's as confusing to me as it is to you.
Not as confusing as the alcohol laws
Oh yes,
in
those are always
Thailand.
fun.
And I'll start off by saying that Thailand has some rather odd alcohol laws. And one of them is that you can't buy alcohol from 2 till 5 o'clock in the afternoon.
Yeah.
Do you know why that is?
No, I don't actually.
Really?
Yeah, I don't. It's always, we just kind of come to accept it, I guess, and plan ahead.
In my head. So there's this flurry of people getting into 7-Eleven or Family Mart at
Yeah, I got
5
one.
minutes to 2.
Yeah.
I understand it's got something to do with school coming out
Oh,
at
okay.
sort of, between 2 and 3 or 4 in the afternoon. And at one stage they asked those like 7-Elevens and convenience stores within 100 metres of schools
Not
to actually close the store
really?
between those times. That didn't last long.
Yeah.
About as long as the ban on plastic bags.
Oh, yeah.
Which you can now readily get these days. So I found that quite interesting that they've had that law, but no one's ever explained it to me. But I understood it was something to do with the schools coming out.
Oh, okay.
They don't
okay.
want the 5-year-olds sucking
Stashing
on
away, bottles of Hong Tong, yeah.
That's right.
God.
Sort of smuggling a Chang into their school bag and taking home with them. So yesterday, though, there was a vote in the lower house of the Thai Parliament, and they've decided to change the law. It's called the Progressive Liquor Act, and I have to say,
Yeah.
it is very progressive. So what it's going to do, it's going to allow Thai people, foreigners haven't been mentioned here, but if you've got a Thai company, 49% ownership, there'll be ways around it, to brew their own beer, distill their own whiskey and other spirits such as yadong. What is yadong?
It's like a herbal alcohol, I think like a white spirit. It's refreshing. You can say that.
Nasty or?
It's a bit of a
pretty
mouthful.
nasty.
Yeah.
Okay. What herb do they use?
I'm not sure actually, a mix.
It's indistinguishable.
Yeah, you don't know what it is.
Okay. If it goes ahead as planned, you'll be expect to see a lot more than just Leo, Singer and Chang on the shelves in bars and stores. Now, there are a couple of what I would call sort of boutique brewery type
yeah.
craft beer things happening.
Well,
They sort of get closed down though, don't they?
Yeah, well,
because of the laws.
It does make it challenging, I think. Like a friend of mine is, he started Full Moon Brewery, so put out like Chalawan and Busaba, like some really kind of nice craft beers. But I know that he was importing for the longest time because he had a certain challenge with getting the bottle requirements. So it made it really, really tough for him initially. Yeah.
The people that one product that's been marketed very well and very popular down here, I think even up in Bangkok, is that Chalong Bay rum.
Yes.
I'm not sure if I'm allowed to mention these products. We'll see how it goes. But they've done very well. They've sort of been able to find a way around all this crazy laws.
Yeah, I'm sure. I think it's just about making it easier. I mean, this is where what this policy is pushing, right? Making it easier to break through into the industry, I guess, for the small players.
Well, it's going to allow, a bit like the changes in the laws with the C word yesterday, it's going to allow people to grow something at home and distill it at home and drink it at home, apparently, and also commercially sell it.
Yes.
To your neighbours or...
Well, yeah. Well, it's where are you going to be buying it? We have I guess on the shelves of bottle stores, is a bit more so,
Well,
like
I
more
suppose,
boutique.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting
stores.
to see the reaction from you. The two big government-backed breweries are Boon Rod Brewery, and they produce Singer and Leo, and Thai Bev, who produce Chang. And there's another brewery called Thai Asia Pacific, and they produce Heineken and Thaiger.
Yeah.
So I have to ask you. I think you're the only drinker in the room. Which is your beer of choice?
Oh, I'm a singer. Singer guy. Yeah.
A singer guy. Okay, everybody, you need to tell us what's your favourite beer. This is going to get nasty. I can see. Okay.
Singer to the death. Yeah.
So interesting to see how that's going to impact and what people are going to to do? Are we going to see some more craft beers? Are we going to see some investment and some money thrown?
I definitely think you'll see it.
Yeah.
It'll, over the next couple of years, if this passes, that's phenomenal.
One thing I noticed, there's no wines. We were talking about this briefly yesterday. Wines are very expensive here.
Yes.
Now, I
Incredibly
never
expensive.
quite understood why, but there's a lot of tax on them
Yes,
for some reason.
yeah. A lot of tax, and everything's imported, so everything pumps up in price very fast.
Because growing wine in Thailand's quite difficult.
Yeah, I would say so. A little bit challenging.
A little bit humid. Okay, so interesting topic there. Some changes. That's gone through the lower house of the Thai Parliament. It'll be debated next week, and then that'll eventually get the tick and go up to the boys upstairs.
Okay, so when is this? Well, like, how long do you reckon it'll take?
It'll probably be done this year, I'd say.
Oh, okay.
So Jack, I can see his wheels turning. He's already thinking, okay, I can fit a couple of distilleries.
I wouldn't mind actually.
downstairs.
I wouldn't mind actually. We've got the space, so yeah,
Okay.
a couple of tanks somewhere.
Okay, so interesting to hear. They don't call it a changeover for nothing. David Boston. Yeah, thanks. San Miguel Light, double the price in Phuket from the mainland, says Dam. Old English 40 or Schultz Malt Liquor.
I don't know that one.
Leo and Singer both good, but Chang gives me shocking hangovers, says
Oh yeah,
Stephen Palmer.
same actually. I can't stomach Chang.
Is Yadong commercially available, asks Weston Hepworth. Yadong, or is this something that your Thai friends give you on a Friday night?
Yeah, I've never seen it on a shelf. It's
Does
just
it come-
come out of someone's pocket.
It's
yeah.
not in a bottle with a label on it.
It's in a very nondescript bottle.
Dodgy.
Yeah, dodgy as hell.
Chang with ice, Asahi. That's a
Asahi.
Japanese?
Asahi.
Sorry, Asahi.
Yeah.
Japanese?
Yes, Japanese.
I apologise. The best beer is whiskey, says Stevie J. And what else we got? Budweiser. Tech Symbol, I'm asking you guys, what are you asking? Is it too much if I drink a 700ml bottle of scotch over a 10-day period? 700 mils,
That's 10 days. That's like if you're getting through a glass a night, right?
That's
a
70,
couple more, yeah.
70 mil a day.
Yeah.
Yes, no? Problems?
I feel like I can't serve judgments on that. I've had times where I've gone through a bottle like that much faster. So
The best beer in Thailand, as Leo says, Brock Ari, sorry. And Tech Symbol, do Thai people drink Korean soju?
yes, in mass quantities as well.
Quite a big Korean community in Thailand. Actually, quite a big Korean community in Phuket.
Yeah.
Soju is their alcohol of choice.
I think so. Like
What does that come from? Oh, I have no idea.
I'm gonna say like some sweet fruits and
Do they
berries.
distill K-pop? And
It's
I
yeah.
don't
They
know.
put that into
Sure.
leave it to marinate for quite a while.
Right, so changes to the alcohol laws. That the first bill of the Progressive Alcohol Act has gone through the lower house of Thailand, and we'll bring the latest up to you in the coming months as we hear more about that. But you can go to thetiger.com to find out the latest. Coming up in just a moment, we're going to be talking about the TAT. They've come up with some new predictions, and we love discussing the predictions of the TAT here. And that's all coming up next. And a very PG Santa. Thank you very much for sending us $10. Zach, I once described Jay as reminding me of that friend we've known since high school. Since that he dresses the same to this day, but would always have your back. How accurate is my assessment? So they're going to
That's very specific.
They're going to dissect. Did he dress?
He was. I mean,
I would describe him as a I don't really give a shit type dresser.
yeah, I would probably say that's pretty accurate. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a bit hard to get him into a good shirt, I found. Mind you, he'd be sort of double XL.
I mean, it was this period in time where all the kids at school were emos, so we've all gone through those phases.
Okay. Asahi Black is a very nice drop, says Scott Shellcross. Funny how Chang gives people a bad hangover, says Matt.
And they've changed the didn't they change the recipe like recently? but they didn't manage to fix the problem. It's more palatable now, but still, it's not for me.
Okay, so yeah, and in Thailand they put ice in their beer or something?
You cannot have, yeah, it's very common here. Very common here.
But no, you just get it out of the fridge.
I mean, a cold beer in a frosty pint glass is always
Perfect.
But
Okay.
it's a close second runner.
But I do see them coming out with the beer and the ice. I think that looks a bit odd, but I wouldn't know. Okay, so we're going to be talking about some money being thrown at the TAT very soon, and why, and some predictions of numbers, so we can all have a laugh. That's coming up next. We've got Zach Underwood here, and we'll find out about some of the problems with running a business in Thailand over the past 2 years. Coming up next on Good Morning Thailand. Welcome back to the program. This is Good Morning Thailand, coming to you from Fortress Newton for the last day. And we've got Zach Underwood from the Underwood Arts Factory and also Junkyard Theatre with us. And I told you the comments can get pretty nasty. No More Mondays says, please don't let Tim talk about alcohol again. Ha ha ha, he knows nada. You're absolutely right. I've got no idea. Never had a drop of alcohol in my life. I don't drink the stuff. I drink this stuff. I'll drink this stuff. But I don't drink alcohol. So I profess I know nothing. That's why I got an expert in to discuss it.
Yeah.
Hard to keep beer cold in Thailand. I started putting ice in my beer. Well, that's a very good point, isn't it?
Oh, I guess it's a testament to how long you've been out here, I think.
So yeah, if you start putting ice in your beer,
You know he's seasoned.
You've been in
Yeah.
Thailand for
Yeah.
a while. Okay, let's have a talk about the TAT now. The governor yesterday put his hand up, said, I want 100 million baht to spend on marketing Thailand to revive the battered travel sector, and will propose it to the Centre of Economic Situation Administration. Yes, there's an acronym for everything here in Thailand.
Yeah.
So he set the target for the rest of this year. He said, this year we want 7 to 10 million tourists coming to Thailand. That's been revised down from some 20 million. I don't know. They make so many predictions and they never come true. But they're also predicting that they're going to have 20 million tourists next year.
Okay, that'd be nice.
Well, it would be nice, but that would be about half of the amount of tourists in 2019. My point, though, is what are they going to spend the 100 million baht on? And which country or which market are they going to be spending the money to try and bring here?
Yeah.
I would have thought there's some cheaper ways to get tourists here.
Yeah, I would agree.
Which would be?
Well, I think just making it easier for a lot of people
Yes.
and not flip-flopping on policy. Like at the beginning of the year, like there was a real push and people were excited about traveling out here. I mean, people are still excited, but if you make it easier and you don't sort of change the requirements for getting it, like coming in, it makes it so much easier because people want to come, like from all over.
Yeah, there's certainly a pent-up demand from what we can see. A lot of people, but they say it's the Thailand pass.
Yeah.
It's the $10,000 insurance.
I ended up having to do it 3 times before I was let in. I did get COVID while I was overseas, which made it kind of challenging.
Yeah. So where did you go?
I was in Stockholm
Okay.
over Christmas.
And so you came back in January?
Yeah.
So
this it was when it did just change back. So it made it a little bit more challenging.
So was there quarantine?
No, well, I
Had the
was...
one-night quarantine at that stage?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but doing the actual, I mean, doing the Thai pass wasn't, like, it was pretty step A, step B, step C. So it wasn't difficult to get through, but it was just a bit of a hassle.
Well, I mean, yeah, I think the TAT wanting to throw another 100 million baht in attracting people. For free, they could get rid of the Thailand pass, they could get rid of the 10,000 US
Well, I mean,
insurance.
I think we're at that. We're starting to get to the point where it's, you know, we're
It's
getting
about to
over,
happen.
Yeah, we're getting over that hump. You know.
Well, you'd like to think so, with the Thai Prime Minister ripping his face masks off the other day and saying, "Are you ready?" I was waiting for in the next 2 weeks, but he didn't say anything after that. We said, "Yeah, we're ready."
And
What? And then, of course, there's the face mask issue. People still having to wear face masks in public.
Yeah.
So anyway,
When's that mandate in Phuket being lifted? Has it been lifted yet?
no, for 24 hours you didn't have to wear a mask in public areas as long as you were 2 meters away from another person.
Okay.
That lasted for 24 hours. He would have got a phone call from Bangkok saying, no, you can't do that.
You can only dream, right?
That's
Gosh.
right. When people go to your Saturday night cabaret show, do they usually wear masks?
For a while, people would show up, but it's been kind of more and more people are just sort of really open. They want to come to a space where they don't have to really worry about everything that's happening with the world for a little bit, for a couple of hours.
Okay.
Yeah.
And with that, let's have a bit of a talk about how your business, you've got the cafe and restaurant at the front.
Yes.
And this, by the way, you drive past the bypass road and literally bypass this property.
Yeah, you wouldn't know it's there.
From the front, it's just a wall of trees and a sort of a big old building in the
Yeah.
back.
So we're right next to IKEA, behind a big green wall. So really well kept secret. Don't know if that's such a good idea.
Well, I think you could probably call it one of Phuket's best kept secrets, because once you come through the entrance, there's a bit of wow factor.
There is. It's really about surprising people a little bit. I think, like not letting them know what to expect, and then really just shocking their boots. Yeah.
And shocking the boots happened. I mean, Jason and Pratik yesterday walked into there, and it's like, whoa, where did this come from, right? They're nodding.
Yeah.
I think they're just nodding. Do you want me to speak slower? Well, no, okay. They're pressing buttons.
Yeah.
So, apart from the cafe, though, you started and you launched this late last year.
Oh, well, I mean, it's a project that could only have come together during a time like COVID, because I mean, things kind of aligned in a really, interesting way. I mean, we have a kind of a design factory that does artwork and things for hotels and hospitality projects.
Sort of industrial
So,
tourism, commercial design.
Yeah. So everything from doors to door handles to
a lot of stuff for Bill
lights
Bensley.
Yeah. Bill's a really good client of ours. So, yeah. But during COVID, work dropped off, and we didn't want to lay any of our staff off. So we were like, what do we do with all these extra hands? And obviously, build a theatre.
Of course. I mean, if you sat down and did a business plan, there's no way you would have opened it up.
No, it's
right.
ways, yeah.
But this is a commitment from your very far-seeing father, John, and yourself, deciding that there's some astonishing talent on this little island.
Oh, there is.
And how to weaponize this and put a show together. So it's sort of a cabaret show, dinner show.
Well, I don't like to put labels on it, because I feel like if you put it into a box, it can be so much more, right?
People want it in a box, though.
Yeah, it's easier to sell. But we are based on creativity, so we're doing things that, like, little ideas we have in the back of our heads. We're like, that would be amazing. We put spectacles together, build the props, build the sets, because we've got the factory and it's actually inside the factory. It's got like a duo life, you know.
Yeah, I mean, the theatre's sort of lifted up on a mezzanine.
Yeah.
But if you look over the side, it's a factory.
Yeah, so we have the workers down there during the day, and then by night they're sort of upstairs in heels and drag.
So it's not like a ladyboy show. It's but it follows or mimes and sometimes mimics Thai culture. It's
well, we like the
I
way
don't know how to describe
the
it.
way I describe it. It's a parody of Phuket. So basically, we kind of pick at the taboos, the things people think about and talk about, and just create little stories around them. So everything from the nightlife here to coming through the airport, to just things that everyone experiences as a tourist
Soapy
here.
massage gets a mention.
Yes, yes, it does. We have quite a bit of fun with that.
Show, ping pong shows.
Yes, we have
Get
our
a sort of a mention
yeah.
in there. So it's you go and you get a great meal, and in between the courses they put on this show. And a young dynamic MC who's just joined the gang, we've got an interview with him next week. But how did you get through, or how are you still managing? Because we still don't have that many tourists coming through Phuket.
Well,
how are you managing?
I think what it comes down to is creating something that has value to people, you know, and making sure that you build and exceed expectations every time you put on a show. Because like, for a longest time, the island was full of everything you could ask for, but at sort of different levels of quality, right? So like our kind of mission from the start was just to be able to put on the most interesting, most creative, wildest, best show we could. And every time we put on a show, we try and improve on it. We tweak things, we build on things. And like I like to think that from one week to the next, it'll be a new show and a better show, yeah.
And who's coming to the show at the moment? Obviously expats are...
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things, like we're running around talking to agents and hotel concierges and just trying to get people to know about us at first, because we're very young. Like, we've only been started at the beginning of this year, so like the theater's still a baby. So it's just about getting the awareness out there and creating events that people are really going to enjoy. Yeah.
I got a funny feeling you'll be serving Underwood craft beer sometime soon.
I would really enjoy that, actually.
I know you would. Okay, so that's quite interesting. So I should say, if people want to go to the show, what do they do?
Find us. We're junkyardtheatre.com. Find us on Facebook or Instagram. Drop us a message and we can slot you in.
And I'm not just saying this, but this is a very unique, fun show. And unlike things like Siam, Niramit and Fantasy that do the same show very well every night, and it's been the same for 20 years.
Yeah.
This show literally changes sort of week to week.
It's kind of,
new people come in and new ideas.
We've got such talented performers, and they're always bringing their own like new ideas in terms of different performances or shows or songs they want to put on, and we just try and package it in a really interesting way with costume sets and a concept that makes it really relevant to here. So yeah, it's super exciting, super fun. Junkyardtheatre.com.
And great to see some good local talent being put to use, and congratulations to you and your dad and the rest of the team. Okay, so we're going to have a very quick break and then come back with your comments. I just need a couple of seconds just to grab a couple of the comments out of here, because it's going crazy. Zach Underwood from Underwood Art Factory and Junkyard Theatre, and our sponsors are the Regents International School in Pattaya. And this is what happens when you go to an international school in Thailand.
Jay,
not sure if that's good or not.
Yeah, question mark.
Yeah. Okay, back right after this break.
Good Morning Thailand gets up to 80,000 viewers per week, and we'd like to weaponise our audience for you.
That's right. So if you have a business or property or even your house that you'd like to sell,
Private yacht?
yeah, we could be in space.
I'm not sure about space.
Well, all you have to do is contact us on info@thethaiger.com, and you can hire us up to a day or even a week, and we'll go to your property and do the show live.
Good Morning Thailand, coming your way.
Still just grabbing some comments here.
Hi, this is Zach on redecorating Tim's living room. Welcome to the show. So, looking around the space.
You and your father could actually do some good stuff here.
Yeah.
But it's not. You sort of need a big canvas to work with. You like doing big things.
Yeah, we like to work at scale, but you could.
I told you I've got the gates. I want the gates sorted out.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I think we can work out something special there.
Let's go to some of the comments, and thank you very much, everybody, for being here in the comments. Thank you very much to Rodri P for a donation, and says, "Stay, Tim." Yes, I am sort of leaving Thaiger, but we don't really want to talk about that. I'm still here for another month and a bit. Anyway, Brock Ari says, "Tim, do you eat to live or live to eat?" I'm going to ask you the same question in a moment. I'm just trying to think, do I live to eat? I mean, the fact that I'm alive, I had very little to do with that.
I can't take any credit for that.
No, do I live to eat or eat to live? Okay, I'll say I did 7 years of boarding school, and eating was something that you did very, very quickly if you wanted to get seconds. So
yeah.
I am, to my shame, a very, very fast eater, and I don't tend to really care too much about fine dining. I mean, I have been invited to hundreds of special dinners. You know, they do these dinners where they have 18 courses and they have a cube of something drizzled with juice. And
A speck of,
yeah, and I go, really? And then the chef comes out and goes, well, I crafted this from a Himalayan yak, and then I tortured it with the blood of a spleen, and it goes on and on. I think, well, just bring out the next course.
Yeah, this is the evaporated essence of,
Yes. And I end up sort of driving home, excusing myself early and getting a hamburger.
Oh, yeah, I think that's...
So I have to say,
needed.
I eat to live. I'm not really a foodie. How do you sort of...
I love food, sorry.
And
To say I love good food. But I mean, I think you can do a little bit of both. Like, I mean, I have the same boring cereal breakfast every day out of convenience, but I love...
What's your chosen cereal?
Oh, it's just it's a mixed muesli packet, actually.
Do you make up your own?
Yeah, actually. Actually, throw in a little bit of this and a little bit of that. It's great.
You got it right.
Yeah, it's convenient. You know?
The commercial ones have just got too much sugar in them.
Yeah, way too much sugar.
Way too much.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to have a talk to you about that later. Thank you very much. So do you eat to live or live to eat?
I think a bit of both. Can I say that?
All right. Non-committal. Dating Guru says pizza with no pineapple. So he's definitely on the...
Everyone's got their own opinion.
Marky Mark, thank you very much for a $10 donation. And says, Tim, nice shirt, much better than the ridiculous shirts that you used to wear. I still think you're a complete and utter plonker. Thank you very much.
It is a nice shirt.
So, because you spend $10, I'll accept your criticism and I'll admit that I am indeed a complete and utter plonker.
Second that.
And so we've got another one from the Foolish Farang, who says, the Tim Newton Crony Show. Look, I was in a rather difficult situation with Jay getting sick, where I suddenly was on an island where I don't know that many people, just my friends. So yes, Zach is a friend, and yes,
he's got the best friends, the best.
And I know Sue, and so yes, it has been the Tim Newton Crony Show. But these are intelligent, good people to have on, and I don't think we've had to compromise very much. But Jay and Natty are back next week. I hope Jay's back next week because anyway, Natty will certainly be on. It might be the Natty and Jason show. Jason's not sure about that.
He looks a little bit worried.
Tech Symbol says donuts are American. Well, I suppose they are.
I'd say so, yes.
Why have they got... Oh, I'm probably opening a can of worms. Why have they got a hole in the middle? We don't know.
That's a very good question.
One of those American guns.
It's target practice.
Opening a can of worms there. So these donuts are not American. These are from, what was it with an orange pack? Dunkin' Donuts, I think.
Oh, yeah. Not Krispy Kremes.
We do have to just alert people that Krispy Kremes are now available again at Bangkok Airport. I know anybody coming back from Phuket is expected to bring...
That's the only way you know you've been to Bangkok, is if you've got a box of Krispy Kremes.
Krispy Kreme.
Yeah.
And so when you're flying from Bangkok to Phuket, you will always see people with these bags of Krispy Kreme donuts and filling up the lockers. So I've actually got my luggage to put there. No, my Krispy Kremes. So
keep your bags on the floor.
And they even allow Krispy Kremes in the exit rows. No, they don't actually. I'm just making that up. So they've now got it, but it's not in the domestic waiting catering area. It's before you go through security.
Well, I know they've got one on the outside the arrivals, but up on the top for
when you check in. It's just after check-in before they go. You go through that area and they go, "Take your mask off, sir."
Yeah.
So just before then, they've got a little area, very busy, always very busy.
Yeah.
You get Krispy Kreme donuts. Why are you talking about donuts? Okay, so a few more comments and then we'll wrap it up. Dunkin' Donuts is not American. I don't know. I don't know who owns the franchise. I'll do the homework for you. So Dunkin' Donuts, I hope I'm spelling this right.
I feel like it's very American.
Founder was William Rosenberg in
must
Massachusetts, United States.
Yeah, 1950s. So.
1950s. So they have been around, but there are quite a few franchises here in Thailand. Donuts have hold to cook more uniformly.
That's a really good point.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Which one are you going to have?
That one.
That
the
one?
zebra. Yeah, the zebra one.
I got my eyes on this one, so just as well. Krispy Kreme is somebody having a go at them. Their slogan is America runs on Dunkin'. Okay, all right.
Whatever that means.
So with that, thank you very much for joining in today out there in comment land. Thank you very much for joining me here in my own personal house this week, and it's been great to be with you. I'm sorry we couldn't bring Jay to you, but he'll be back, I think, on Sunday, certainly on Monday. And he and Natty, as Natty explained, are coming to you from Suratani next week. You'll be back to the Junkyard Theatre tomorrow night?
Yes. We'll be
junkyardtheatre.com. If you're coming through Phuket, make sure you see this show. Thanks for your time today.
Oh, thanks a lot, Tim.
And
real pleasure.
I'll get more goss about Jay when we turn the cameras off. Thanks, everybody. Have a fantastic weekend. Thank you to Jason for pressing the buttons and our team up there in Bangkok. And we look forward to doing our weekend program. I'll be with you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Just me and you having a bit of a chat. Otherwise, have a fantastic weekend.
Take care, guys.